everyone, and welcome to the 108th episode of We're All in the Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I am here with Michael.
Michelangelo is the coolest Ninja Turtle.
Shayne.
That is a fact.
Nick.
Nope.
And Kayleigh.
Hey, that's me.
As always, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, pretty much anywhere that podcasts are available. We are there. So, if you ever want something fun to do in this quarantine, look us up.
Do it.
No excuse, really, because it's everywhere.
No excuse.
So, everyone,
No excuse.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Luke. What a wonderful intro you just did.
I know.
We're here.
It's like,
We did it.
I don't know, you need
So
practice,
good.
am I right?
No, that was
Okay.
a one take. Good job.
Let's jump into the episode. First of all, Kayleigh, welcome. This is her first episode with us. She does a podcast with Shayne. And
Yes, I was
Michael,
gonna
you
say-
said you've been on her and Shayne's podcast before.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is the first time she's
so-
ever been on this one.
Yeah, so Kayleigh and I do the Pop Talk podcast, which you guys can check out. With and Michael was on an episode, which was awesome. So that was We're All in the Same Boat Pop Talk collab, and now we have another Pop Talk We're All in the Same Boat collab. So,
Woo!
awesome times.
Yes,
We
thank
pop
you
in
guys
the
for
same
having
talk.
me. I'm very excited.
No problem.
Today we have a lot of different topics we're going to get into. They do have to do with arguing with children, Ellen DeGeneres, and sociopaths. It's going to be an interesting episode. I have no idea
Arguing
where
with
this is
all of
going to
them.
go
I
because
have a
I
lot
didn't
to
set up
say.
any of the topics in this episode. So,
Boom.
I do want to start by saying I discovered something today that this is it. The last straw. I am never having wires on anything ever again. Because I keep, okay, so Michael gave me a guitar lesson, which I paid for. If you guys want to get guitar lessons, message him. Good job. We got first lesson out of 5. However, when I was doing it with him, I kept trying to hook up my guitar and then plug in my microphone and then do it all through FaceTime because obviously we're doing these remotely because of coronavirus. And he lives in Virginia. But
Yes, and
I kept
because-
running over my cables with my stupid chair. And then I'd get up to try and set something up, and I'd
Took
trip
3
over a
tries.
cable. And then I kept messing it up, and so then I literally was on the last straw, all right, I'm done with wires. And then today, they all witnessed it. Everyone but Kayleigh was on the phone when we were about to start recording this, and I went to stand up. My headphone cables pulled, went across my desk, and just yanked my drink right off my desk. Just spilled.
All I heard was Nick joined the chat, and then Luke just blurts out expletives and walks away.
Blurts out
A lot of
expletives.
expletives.
He was really
lot.
mad I joined. I was just like, wow, sorry.
Leave.
What?
Damn it! And I just left.
Gosh.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree with you, Luke. I'm through with cords and cables as well because I almost had a breakdown today because I was, playing my piano. I was working on a song and there's so many cables next to it. Same thing with the guitar, and I'm my seat's getting caught, and then my leg gets caught when I'm trying to move, and then I fall off. I don't really fall off, but and so yeah, I'm over cables too. I'm why can't everything just be wireless? I understand why it can't.
I'm trying to think
but
of some of the things that are the most annoying things in the world, and one of my biggest pet peeves is whether it's over the ear headphones or in the ear headphones, and you turn and the cable snags on something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Pulls them right out of your
Oh
ears.
my goodness! Yes.
I hate that.
I
Makes me
hate
That makes me
so
want to punch myself
angry.
in the face. That's how mad I get when it happens.
Me too. Yes.
Wait, what'd you say you do?
It makes me want to punch myself in the face. I'm
Right,
why would
for
I
sure.
try this?
Yes, it does. I get so angry, especially at the gym too. I'm WTF.
Oh, at the gym's the worst because
I know.
especially when you like start doing your mat stuff and you have to put the phone down next to you, but you still have like only like a few inches to work
Yeah.
with, and you're trying to do stuff, and then well, for me, I just shove it in my bra, but I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't
same.
I used to
work
do that.
either.
My bra keeps falling off.
Yeah, I know. I have like one saving grace, and it doesn't even work. So,
Yeah, it's like you're in the plank position, and then you just hear your
Yes.
phone go clunk clunk. Dang it!
It's the
And
worst.
then it's like hanging down there. Then you're like, I got to do something and flip over. The table's gonna.
But for me, it sounds terrible. I have really nice, very expensive, over the ear Bluetooth headphones, right? But I'm so lazy, I don't charge them. So I always just take it
So you have to
with
use
the
them plugged
cord.
in.
Yeah.
I take it with and then I get frustrated when the cord comes out. But I think, Shayne, if you just charged the headphones, you wouldn't have this issue. So I just stopped bringing them, and I bring something
Nick,
else.
That is worse.
Real quick, this isn't an official topic, but what did you want to say about standing desks?
Oh, it's related to wires somehow.
That they're trendy and cool, and
I didn't even
I want a
make-
standing desk.
they make. Hold on,
No.
hang on.
If
They make noises like this.
Can't hear it, Luke.
Yeah, I
I'm sure it
don't
was
hear
super cool, but we
anything.
couldn't hear it.
That's kind of awkward.
Wait, you don't hear that at all?
No,
No.
try
No, just
again.
kidding.
Maybe try again.
Yeah, I totally hear
there
it.
you go.
Luke.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing.
Now I heard that one.
Oh, it came just fell.
Oh, man. So, Nick, standing desk, what about them?
Hey, kid.
Make sure that you have a cable long enough for when you're standing. I
That's
broke my
true.
display
No, it's the
monitor.
microphone cable that just fell off the whatever. My dad.
Well, I'm not a-
see how
I'm
awesome
not
my
that
desk
much of a
looks.
pleb.
It looks pretty dope.
What? Luke,
Dude,
we were
I'm-
not talking to you. We were listening to Nick. Nick, what were you
Sorry.
saying?
Luke's trying to compensate for earlier. Anyway, just kidding. I was just saying the cables need to be long enough for when you're standing, or else you're going to break your monitor, like I did. So make
You
sure.
broke your monitor?
Well, okay, I broke the port for the monitor, so I'm using a different port now.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I
Did you
broke the
set the
cable.
desk to go up while it was plugged in and it couldn't reach that far?
Yeah, I couldn't reach. So just make sure you
Oh,
have
no.
cables long enough.
R.I.P.
But that's
Yeah,
just
that
another
happens to
reason
me at
why
work.
wires shouldn't exist. Yeah, it's
You
just
live and you
annoying.
learn.
So, but I'm pretty wireless here.
Wait,
in some
Kayleigh, you
ways,
have a
but I lot of
standing
display
desk at work?
monitors.
I do have it. And you know, it's so funny because not everybody does, but I do. And
Ooh.
I literally am the only person that really doesn't need one, even though it looks like
That's a
I
power
need one.
play.
I don't. I know. It's
You're
like,
just literally standing over your coworkers
Yeah, you're
for
like,
no
look at
reason,
how low
just
your
because you
heads
want
are,
to.
and you
No,
like,
but
lift your desk up.
Kayleigh, tell them what you
everyone.
do. Because
Shay-
it's
or-
even
but
funnier.
Guys, I'm an admin assistant and I'm a receptionist. So my desk literally faces no one. So I'm in this cube, I'm in this corner of the office with a standing desk that serves no purpose.
Dude, I would
You're
just
just
stand.
like, you're standing in the desk, like, let me look down at. No one's there. All right.
Dude, I would
Yeah,
just
no,
stand
and
leaning
there
against
are
my
these
desk.
Yeah, and there's two huge monitors in front of me because I have obviously two monitors. And when you walk in, I can't see anybody who walks in the door. So it's like, oh, maybe that's why I need the standing
So
desk.
you can't even
But
do your
God forbid, I
job.
don't want to stand. I really don't.
Kayleigh, what you need to
Because
do
my-
is you need to stand like leaning like back against your desk, like facing away from the screens, and just look at everybody else and just look at them sitting down
Look
and
at
just shake your
who,
head.
sir, because there's nobody around me.
No,
You're in a box?
Yeah,
Look at
Michael,
who,
Michael, you
sir?
remember what it looks
Go
like,
mobile.
right?
Oh, that place, yeah. I always imagine whenever I imagine anybody at work that has a desk, I just imagine a sea of like desks in a room, like a
Like
cubicle.
a cubicle, yeah.
There's
Oh, there's
judging
those
each
too,
other.
but
No, not me.
hers is awkwardly around the corner. I don't know why it's there. That's a random
I know.
spot. Very
You can get a
isolated.
standing desk that rolls. You can
So
actually
just
get
roll
one
your
that,
desk
like,
out in the
makes you
hallway and
mobile.
judge
Oof.
people.
That's almost. let's think about that for a second. A standing desk that rolls.
You
It's
exercise
like,
while you work.
I almost think that is too much power that a single desk can possess. Like it can stand up, it can leave.
I feel
You
like
know,
that's
it's just like it just
asking
starts-
for you to.
Next thing
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
I
it's
feel
gonna
like
have
that's just-
hands and it's gonna start opening doors. You know.
I want like the hoverboard version, so I can like hover towards people. That'd be great,
Like a super villain, like throne.
dude. I'd
I
be
feel
down.
like
Had
you're
the
just asking to
Bluetooth
get made fun
headset.
of, to be quite honest.
No, dude.
Oh,
If you got
excuse
a
me?
floating desk, you're the
You're
coolest
fired.
kid there. Especially, Kayleigh, you gotta understand, Nick and Luke are like programmers, so they are nerds. So in their
And I
nerd
work with
world,
engineers, so
they
I
would
know.
be the coolest. Oh, dude,
Oh,
you would be the
no.
coolest, Kayleigh. If you were floating around on a desk, they would worship
That'd be
you.
awesome.
You'd be
Yeah.
like
Oh, boy.
C-3PO to the Ewoks.
As a fellow developer, yes.
Can you imagine if instead of when someone says like, "Hey, let's have a meeting," and you pick up your laptop and just go into their office, that you were just like, "Okay," you just lifted your desk up and just and like imagine if it was like hovering, like Han Solo in Star Wars and the carbonite, it just floats. You just like lift your desk up and like, "All right, I'm coming." You just float your desk.
gotta ride
I'm
your
at the
desk
office
in.
right now. What is that
So
phone tone?
speaking of Star Wars,
Uh oh.
just because we talked about Rise of
Episode
Skywalker
9 is the
recently, if you haven't checked out that episode. But Kayleigh is actually a big Star Wars fan, and I saw Rise of Skywalker.
Hey.
I saw Rise of Skywalker the first time with her, where I fell asleep. So she can attest to me falling asleep. But
No, and he falls asleep. No, and he falls asleep at the end battle, like the battle that is happening.
the part that's supposed
at
to be
the
like hype.
end. And I look over, and he's asleep, and I'm like,
What a
how?
noob.
My man.
How are you? Okay, but
He
it was
gets it.
all right. It was it's fine.
The loudest
seen it.
part of the movie.
I
That's
know,
what
dead
I
asleep.
said. That's
Dead
what
asleep.
I mean.
Nuclear
But it's
bombs,
okay.
Death Star floating with
Lightning.
star destroying weapons or blowing things
Scott.
up, and he's just out.
But I
love
wanted
it.
to know, Kayleigh, what did you think about the movie? Because we had a really long discussion about it, but I wanted your quick thoughts on what you thought about the movie.
I liked it. Well, see, listen, I'm not like a Star Wars super fan. But I like Star Wars, and for the plot itself, and just for a quick review, I think that the movie was really good. I enjoyed it as a movie, but do I wish that the ending could have been a little better? Yeah, but it is what it is, and
Yeah,
it
it
was a
had
good
its
movie.
problems.
It is
You
what
didn't
it
think-
is.
Wait, you didn't think it was hot garbage?
Hold up, we're not
Nick, it
talking
was a
about
good
Star
movie. We
Wars.
gotta move
but
on.
Yeah,
basically-
we're not gonna get
Valid
into
opinion.
it.
Okay, we can't talk about Star Wars in this episode because we don't have a lot of time. So let's get
You're good.
into the topic,
My heart
which is
can't
going to be
handle it.
led by Shayne. Shayne,
Oh,
so you're the one who brought up this topic, and so I'm curious why you brought up this topic.
Yeah, chill,
Should I
dude.
just say what it is, or do you want to say it?
you say what it is because it could be either
yeah, 'cause-
topic. I'm not sure.
I think you brought up two of them. So yeah,
did.
okay. Well, so the first topic is: can adults argue with children?
Oh.
And I'm
Yes.
first just trying to figure out what? How did it come to
Okay.
this, Shayne?
So
yeah, right.
How did it get to this? How did this happen?
besides me having to deal with this as an everyday, not in quarantine, but as an everyday thing, it always comes up. But it came up to talk about because, just as make a long story short, there's a kid, if you guys know the Kardashians, the oldest Kardashian, Kourtney, has a son named Mason. And Mason is 10 years old, right? Remember this age. 10 years old.
Yeah.
Mason, as a celebrity kid, has a phone for what? Who knows? And has access to all these social medias, right? So he gets on Instagram Live and he's answering people's questions. And
What?
yeah, I know, it's strange. He's
Dude, a
answering-
10-year-old?
a 10-year-old. I
Yeah.
know. He's answering people's questions. And this grown adult named Jeffree Star, who's like a makeup YouTuber or something,
Oh, he's kind of scary looking.
very scary
He
looking.
has no eyebrows.
Yeah,
his
so-
face is super long.
Jeffree
It's kinda
Star
freaky.
is about 36, I believe. So Jeffree Star. So Mason gets asked what's his favorite makeup YouTuber or something, and he says James Charles, and then he says, but it's not Jeffree Star because he's privileged or flaunts his privilege or something along those lines, right? Something just dumb like a 10-year-old.
10-year-old.
Nick. Something that a
did you-
10-year-old.
Okay, first of all, 1 second, time out. So, Michael, look at the podcast chat.
Oh my
that
god.
is Jeffree Star.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
I remember seeing a picture of him puking milk in 2009. That was on MySpace.
You saw what? Wait, what?
The only
What
experience
online?
I have with Jeffree Star was just a picture that floated around of him laying on a table with
floated.
milk
I didn't
falling
know-
out of his
I didn't know
milk.
what word you
or milk
used.
flowing out of his mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's a picture of Jeffree Star that we were looking at. He looks kind of like Jar Jar.
Looking at pictures.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
Jar Binks.
Yeah, very, which is kind of crazy because he did not always used to look like that when he first started out in his career. But so Mason says that thing about Jeffree Star. So Jeffree Star gets on his social media and he says, basically he says, Mason has no right to be talking about privilege, when he comes from the Kardashian family, and he's talking about how he had $500 in his bank account like 6
Can we
years ago.
What?
Okay, so we'll keep going into this, but so why is Jeffree Star privileged and then James Charles isn't? Aren't they like the same?
Say that one more time.
I said, how is Jeffree Star privileged and then James Charles isn't? They're both pretty similar, aren't they?
They're similar, but they're not the same. At least in my opinion.
Are they
Well,
both privileged?
why is one privileged and the other not? Like, why would that be? Is there a reason for that, or is he
Because-
just saying it?
No,
Wait a second. We are dissecting what a 10-year-old said.
That's the
Like,
whole
if I
point.
thought
That's
about
my whole
any of the
point.
stuff that I said when I was 10, dumb. Idiot. I was
Luke,
so
that's-
dumb at 10.
Exactly. That's the whole point. So he makes his whole long rant, coming for this 10-year-old kid. And I'm thinking, don't you have better things to do? And then I thought about myself, and I thought about all the times where, I work with 3 to 5-year-old kids. And I think about times where they say really dumb kid stuff, and I'll get angry and I'll get frustrated, and I'll have to step back and say, Shayne, what are you doing? This is a child who doesn't even know what words just came out of their mouth.
I just thought of something, though. Here's the thing. You're talking about arguing with a 10-year-old in general. And it's like, why would I argue with a 10-year-old? It's just a 10-year-old. It is just a 10-year-old. Why would I argue with a 10-year-old? And it's like, yeah. But imagine if a stupid 10-year-old had the ability to make you lose like millions of dollars by saying something like you're privileged. You're like, damn it, this stupid 10-year-old's ruining everything. Now I gotta fight him. Would you fight a 10-year-old if he's gonna make you lose all your money? Like, imagine if a 10-year-old could make your podcast fail.
But you can't. I feel like if you beat a 10-year-old, you don't win. So
You
a
don't
wise
win.
warrior
you
would not
can't
engage
win
in such
against
battles.
a 10-year-old?
No.
True.
So it's either like,
what?
I beat a 10-year-old, or I got beat by a 10-year-old. Either way, you're not winning.
Yeah, really, I beat up a 10-year-old. It's like, that's not a good look.
I
Now,
knocked
I
with
will
a 10-year-old
say-
in that internet debate.
Mike, are you saying that you can't argue with a 10-year-old then?
No,
like
let
at
me-
all.
can I-
You not for.
Let me say
not
this.
in any meaning.
Oh, yeah,
not
it's
in any
impossible to
meaningful.
win in a fight against
Oh.
a 10-year-old.
It's possible to
No,
maybe
it's
win
not.
the
That's
fight,
not
but not
true.
the war, because you
That's
can
not
win your
true.
argument,
Because you can't.
and then you just
can't
beat a 10-year-old, and that doesn't matter. That's like
Okay.
beating a fish in a race,
Let me tell you
like a
something.
goldfish in a bowl in a race.
Let me tell you something. As someone who has argued with 10-year-olds before,
Probably quite frequently, if I would imagine.
quite frequently, it's gotten to times where I've had to tell them, you know what, I'm not going to argue with you because I'm not going to keep repeating the same thing. But the way to shut down an argument with a child is to say something that they are going to understand is, I don't want to say putting them down, but is something negative, but that it goes a little bit over their head that they don't really understand, because then they don't have a comeback. Because
What
they
is
know
this podcast?
they
I just
know-
realized we're just getting advice on how to win a fight with the 10-year-old.
you never know when this is going to happen. We're
like,
all going to
no,
have kids
Guys,
one day.
A lot
We're
of
going to
people
have kids
can't
one
do
day.
this. Let me share a tip of how you can win a fight against a 10-year-old.
We are going to have kids one day, and if you were going to be one of those parents who let
definitely
their
wanna
kids
win.
walk over them, I refuse to be your friend. So I'm giving you the advice that I'm learning now so you can be prepared. You should be thanking me.
Thank you, Shayne.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Shayne.
So
Thank you, Shayne.
you're welcome. Just so it goes a little bit over their head so they know that you insulted them, but they don't know what you actually said. So they walk away and they're sad.
But Shayne, did you really win?
Yeah, really. Kids
Yes,
questioning something for the
mostly-
rest of their lives. And
Most of the time, because these kids are doing something that is annoying me or it's really bothering me. So if I can, or if they're like the cocky kids or something, I love shutting down a cocky kid. Best part of my day. Best part of my day is putting kids in their place.
Actually, you know
But-
what? So, Shayne, I do like the youth group middle school for my church. Wait, middle school
Yeah.
youth group for my church. So
Oh,
we're playing
for
this
sure.
game. It's called Red Light Green Light. It's called Grandma, but it's basically Red Light Green Light. The person who's in charge is called the Grandma. And this kid was just like kept like cheating. I was like, dude, if you don't stop cheating, no one's gonna play with you because you're just weird and annoying. He goes, shut up, you're not my dad. I was like, yeah, I'm your grandma, and I'll go behave. And he was just like looked at me like, oh, I don't. Okay.
You know what's so funny about
So
that? Now
confused.
that you said that, Michael, I had a kid one time who I liked this girl because she had a lot of spunk and she was very bold for her age. She was in 5th grade at the time and she was really sick and she wanted to go home, I guess, because she didn't want to stay. So she said, can you call my mom? So I called her mom. Mom didn't answer. I said, well, your mom didn't answer, so you're going to have to wait. So she said, well, can you call my dad? I said, no, I'm not calling your dad because you're okay and you're just going to wait for your parents to come pick you up when they come pick you up. And then she said, well, if you were my dad, he would have done this by now. I have never turned to a child so fast and said, well, I'm not your dad, so don't ever compare me to him again because I'm not doing what you want me to do. I was like, if my dad, I said, wow, the disrespect that just came out of your mouth. And I think to myself, you could just ignore it, but you can't because that child is going to continue to go along saying those same type of things to people. So if I can be the person to shut them down in a nice way so they don't get punched in the face,
Shayne's like,
I'm going to do it.
Shayne, the host of Scare 'Em Straight, just like looking for the problem kids and being like, how can I mess this kid up so that they don't mess other kids up, you know?
I'd watch
Stop
it.
Stop them in their tracks.
All right, so Shayne,
Yes.
So the kid went after Jeffree Star on the internet. Jeffree Star went after the kid. That's dumb. Where do we go from here?
We go from here where it's what I've learned in my job is that you have to pick your battles. Not everything you have to respond to, especially from a child. Children say stupid and dumb things. They're children. They don't know any better. Think of the things that we said and did when we were children. I think about myself when I was a child, and I wouldn't even give myself the time of day with the things that I would have said to me now. So you have to remember that they're children, and especially children in this time, they don't know nothing. They know absolutely nothing except Fortnite dances and how to do TikTok. They're good at those things.
I'm trying to think if there's any scenario where it's like a really good idea to argue with a 10-year-old.
Is there a legitimate reason?
Yeah. I mean, is there ever like a scenario
them,
where it's like, this is really important?
Now,
I think just to shut them down if they're being dumb, like Shayne said. But if you're trying to have like a meaningful like debate, it's like literally like, you ever talk to somebody about like a conspiracy theory and they're like, nah, man, the moon is just a Cheeto ball in the sky. And you're like, no, it's not. But they're too dumb to like even talk to you on the same normal plane that you are. That's what it's like talking to a 10-year-old about most things.
Yeah,
no offense
but
to 10-year-olds
then why
out
would
there.
you argue with them? That's what I mean. Like, is there ever?
You don't.
Wait.
In those conversations, you can't argue because you can't win, and they can't win, and you're just stuck in an infinite loop.
I thought you said that there is a time that you should argue with the 10-year-old.
I was also saying the time you shouldn't. I was saying like Shayne basically said if they're being annoying and you need them to like feel bad about themselves and leave you alone, then you can shut it down. But other than that, you can't really get like too involved because it just makes it. Yes. Then you're stuck in the conversation until it ends. Because now if you start arguing with a 10-year-old and it inevitably gets ridiculous and like they just can't comprehend what you're saying in a meaningful way, then you're stuck in this loop. Because if you leave, then they win and you're the idiot. But if you stay, nobody wins, and you're still the idiot.
You're still the idiot. That's why you shut them down before you leave. But I definitely do agree with Michael because I've been in just loops with kids. I'm like, this is never going to end. You are always going to be this way as long as I'm working with you, and like I can't have this happen anymore. For my sanity, I gotta shut it down.
This sounds so much more serious because you're like, you are always going to be this way, and you're looking at like a 10-year-old that's to your hip bone. This is the way it's always going to be. You're like looking down on him. This is the way it's always. This is the way you are always going to be the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Little kids.
I've told many kids that.
Wait, what?
What happened to spanking?
I've told kids, don't even get me started.
What happened to spanking, dude? Just kick their ass.
These parents will bow down and worship the feet of their children before they even think about disciplining them. Don't even get me started.
Why are you even arguing? Just shut them down. Jeez.
I want to clear my name really fast just for the record so people don't think I hate kids. I always bring it back around though. I always try to give them, it sounds terrible now that I'm saying it out loud, but after shutting them down, you always build them back up by giving them hope and inspiration. and reminding them that you're on their side.
Hey, you're super annoying, but one day, if you stop being so annoying, people will like you.
Exactly.
If
You have to
change
be real with them.
everything about the type of person you are right now, people will like you.
I wish someone would say that to me. I was so annoying in school.
I know.
Not
I
high
wish.
school, because obviously Shane's my friend, but
I wish.
middle
No.
school,
I
Yes, you
wish
know.
someone shut me down in high school.
yeah.
No, I wish someone shut me down. No one had the balls. I wish.
Shayne, I have the balls.
Well, you should have been there, Nick.
I'll shut you down now. How about that?
Dude, no
I don't need
matter
to be
what
shut
it
down
is,
now.
and no matter what it is, when I think about anything I did as a kid, I'm just like, dummy. You know? Like everything
Yeah.
I did was just stupid. I think about the things I said, the things I thought, and I'm like, what a man.
Dude, I think about
That's
myself 2
kids.
years ago, and I was an idiot.
Yeah.
If you guys had
dumb
the
things.
if you guys had the ability, would you go back in time with what you know now as a
Heck
10-year-old?
yeah,
Yes.
dude.
Yo,
Heck yeah.
I think
Even
about this all the
even
time.
when I was like 21,
wait.
I invited a girl.
No, wait.
Okay.
Wait, pause.
Wait, what did you
Specify
say?
the question. Specify the question. What do you mean by go back in time? Go back in time to see,
your same
or
brain.
go back in time and relive.
Relive.
Or even
Okay.
just give myself advice, dude. When I was 21, I invited a girl. I was a grown man. I invited a girl to my birthday party, which was a Nerf battle at my friend David's house, and I was wearing an American flag onesie. And my best friend, who also was 21, gave me a remote control R2D2 for my birthday, and I drove around. I
Wait, what's
controlled
the
around the
issue?
house chasing the girl that I liked. Didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't see
Again,
the
what's
problem
the
with
issue?
that.
I was
I
gonna
don't know.
say,
I still don't understand, but I would have gone back in
So-
time and told myself back then, hey, it's not gonna work.
But do it
not-
again. That's great. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's a really great
Gosh.
story.
so
But to
funny.
answer your
Should've asked a
question,
different
Nick,
I should have
To
found
answer your
Leanne
question-
sooner.
true. To answer your question, Nick, I would go back in time to, like Michael said, to give advice, but maybe not even that. I would love to just see myself from like the outside perspective, but I wouldn't want to relive anything.
even
Oh,
if
dude,
you
I
could
really
like
love
do
the
it better,
hell
then?
out of it.
I don't. Well,
Yeah.
I don't like to
You-
say
you-
that
dude, you
because
open-
you
you
change
open a
one
can of
thing.
worms.
Yeah, exactly. You
open a
change
can of
one
worms and you're
thing.
like look at Iron Man. Iron Man was like, do I want to defeat Thanos, but I could lose
Yeah.
my daughter? You know, like you don't know what you could undo.
You
know,
change
it's like,
one
great.
thing and it's like,
now I
I don't know.
didn't look like an idiot in front of that girl in high school, and then I don't know, lost my leg or something. You know what I mean? Like something could have let. It's like you got really confident because you did that, and
Yeah,
so
it's
then
like
you
that
went
whole-
skydiving, and then I don't know, something went wrong. You know
It's
what I
the
mean?
whole-
Like
yeah, Back
one
to the
little
Future style.
one little thing could change
just-
so
it
much.
changes everything, right?
And to
it
say
just
that and just
ruins it. Yeah.
to testify to that, there's only one thing in my life that I think I would, if I had the chance to change, I would change it. But if I changed that thing, I never would have like went to school in New York, which would have changed the entire course of my life. So I'm like, well, I wouldn't change that because I wouldn't have had the motivation to do that. So
That change it all.
I wouldn't change anything.
Dang.
but I think that's
If I could
normal.
just
I
go
think a
back
lot of
5
people.
years, I would be grateful.
Oh
If
yeah,
the genius
Kayleigh,
said,
Kayleigh,
I'll-
yeah, Kayleigh should change some things. Kayleigh should change some things.
Kayleigh should have Kayleigh should have
Last 5 years have been rough.
If Kayleigh got to go back in time like 20 years, I would have told myself to not eat as much. But then 5 years ago, I would have just said, we got to cut that one off, bruh.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I would go back and change for
Yeah.
sure.
It's funny
know I
how
wouldn't- Go
I
ahead,
just
Luke.
love how Shayne was like, "Oh yeah, Kayleigh. Oh yeah, she
Oh,
definitely
Shayne
needs to
knows.
go back."
Oh yeah. Oh I know. Oh I
Because
know.
Shane experienced a lot.
Yeah.
of stuff.
I was there. Hmm.
He was there. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Nick?
I just know that I wouldn't argue with myself as a 10-year-old, so I'm gonna say no. You should.
Myself
you
as a
can.
Here's the
but
thing.
you should.
If you
10-year-old.
okay, so let's
Oh my
say
goodness.
this. Here's a scenario. Let's say that you went back in time to talk to yourself like 5 years ago.
Yes.
However, you aren't yourself. Like when you go back in time, you change. You look different.
it.
You don't look like yourself, and you have to try to convince
Oh, that's
your younger
that's even
self
harder.
a certain thing. Like you're like, oh, I gotta keep him from doing this. Like whatever it is, I gotta try and hype him up and get him to do something a certain way. Do you think that you would have been able to change your own mind in the past?
Well, I think that 10-year-old me definitely believed in time travel, so it wouldn't be hard to convince myself that I was me from the future, and I would listen to future me.
You tell yourself something that only your younger self would know.
Yeah, And then my younger self would be like, oh my gosh, you are me. And then I'd be like, yeah, I am you. Listen up, dude.
All right, well, that's getting around the question, but I'm curious,
Invest
like, if you
in
couldn't.
Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Go tell your mom. The internet is not evil, mom. Let's invest in it.
I don't know if I would, just because, or I don't know if I could, only because if we're speaking for 10 years old, 10-year-old me would probably not be talking to a random person who I don't know.
10 years old is too young anyway for that to really work. Maybe like 16.
Yeah, well, I was saying like
That's
20.
worse.
Yeah, but
you
you're
go
dumb.
back
He
to
did,
your
no,
20
wait, he
yourself.
did say 5 years. He did say 5 years. Okay.
That's bad.
Yeah, if 5 years
16,
ago,
that's
if
worse.
someone could have convinced me to quit my job at Express, I would have said, you know what? Let's do it. Yep, I would have done it.
Dang.
I always think about, like, if I went back in time, would I tell my younger self? It depends on when I would go back. Like, if I went back, like, 5 years, I always say, okay, what's the biggest song right now? I would just memorize the song, give it to my younger self, and then become famous. And
Actually,
then-
I've thought about that.
Oh, wow.
I've thought about that.
That's kind
what
of-
it was.
Like how
Like a
many
time heist.
artists?
That's hilarious.
Like how many artists are only famous because of their time? You know, it's like if you took
Yeah.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
Beatles and they went back like 20 years, they probably would have failed. You know,
Yeah.
like the only thing is like they
Yeah,
were
definitely.
that band at the time.
At the time. Yeah, for sure.
So
They still
like
have
if
good
I
music,
went, if I
but-
stole all the songs. Actually, that movie, what's that movie that? It's Yesterday. I think it's called Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that same concept where he takes all the Beatles songs and goes to a world where the Beatles don't exist. And then he plays all their songs and everyone's like, whoa, these are so great. And like the reality is that probably wouldn't have happened. It would have been like the wrong time.
Wait, what movie is this?
It's called
It's called
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's the Beatles
Sounds-
music
Sounds
movie.
awesome.
It's actually
I'm
pretty
surprised
good.
you've never heard of it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
I'm gonna watch that.
Let's move
we
on to the next
actually-
topic because we have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, and Kayleigh. Say what you're gonna say.
No, I was going to say, he's actually living in that movie. He doesn't know who the Beatles are. That's why he doesn't know what the movie is.
Nick,
Yes.
Nick, you are the movie, but you're
That's
tomorrow.
right, he
You're the
lived it.
opposite.
This is it.
So-
He's like, who's the Beatles?
Okay.
Oh, plot
I'm
twist.
curious about this because I know nothing about this. Why is the second topic that we're going to talk about tonight, Ellen DeGeneres is a sociopath?
Let me get my list.
Because
Now, hold on.
okay.
Who wrote this down? I didn't write this down.
no, I think
Who wrote this down?
I think you did write it down, but I think it was when we were
Well, okay,
talking about
I
ideas.
typed it, but
in the
I didn't
group.
come up with this. I wrote the words, yes, but I
Who
didn't.
wrote this? Okay, it was me, but who made me
wrote,
do it?
yeah, really, who wrote this
surprise-
with their mind?
Surprisingly, it was not me. I know that for a
What?
fact, but I definitely agreed with whoever said
Michael,
it.
it was you, wasn't it?
I don't know, but I do have a theory. That
pretty
actually ties
sure
back
it's
to the
Michael.
kid theory,
But-
the kid question.
But can
we
I
can-
say
I'll go later.
before we get into talking about Ellen, so Kayleigh and I have had many discussions about Ellen. We've even talked about, one day when we're on Ellen, like how is that going to go? And
When we're on Ellen.
I have always liked Ellen since the moment I started watching her show. I've liked what she's about and all that good stuff, right? Kayleigh hates Ellen. Hates Ellen, right? So we're completely
Hate?
opposite. And I would never, every time she would talk about things she didn't like, I'm like, well, it's Ellen, right? But as of like today and as of like a couple weeks ago, I have seen Ellen in a whole new light, and things over the past years have just started clicking for me. I said, wow, you know what? Maybe she's right. Maybe Ellen is a terrible person.
Okay, convince me then. Let me hear it.
Yeah, tell me.
Well,
I
have
wanna
you
hear
ever seen a compilation video of everything she does wrong?
So
Well,
The
let's
fact
start
that-
with this first. Hold on. So,
Wait.
I want to make sure we keep it structured. So we don't know who came up with this topic. Somehow this topic. What if Ellen wrote this thing? But
she,
okay.
it makes sense.
So we have this topic. I don't even know where to start because I
So-
don't want to just say let's say all the different instances. But
No.
Michael, what's your theory? Like, do you
Well,
what lead us
okay.
into this?
Well, I mean, it kind of ties into everything that we've talked about so far. So I have a theory about, I guess, sociopathy. So there's certain groups of people that tend to be affected by this. It's celebrities, really attractive people, and people who are like awkward or like unattractive that people feel sorry for. Okay. So
Wait, being a sociopath?
yeah,
Sociopathic tendencies.
So what happens
those,
is
okay, go ahead.
So what happens is, all right. So when you're a sociopath, it means that you don't have the same reactions to social situations as a normal person would. So if someone like looks uncomfortable, you might not notice, and you'll keep doing what you're doing. Or someone like might say something funny, but you don't realize they say something funny, so you take it seriously, or you don't laugh, or whatever.
Yeah, it says the dictionary says a person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial behaviors and lack of conscience.
Right. And I think that people can develop this artificially. Well, artificially, because think about it. A celebrity is someone that's used to getting what they want. People are always trying to either become their friend by doing nice things for them, or they are trying to exploit their friendship to get things from them. Someone who's really attractive, same thing. People are always trying to impress them, be their friend, try to get close to them, and just do nice things for them. Like, there's like really attractive people, they get pulled over by a cop. They may or may not get a ticket, but the same like offense by somebody else who's less attractive or less charming might get a ticket.
Right.
These people are going through life thinking like, oh, everyone just is nice to me. Or you got people who are kind of awkward. Maybe they're on the spectrum. Maybe they just aren't from like that town or whatever. It's just something awkward. People are either like, not like disproportionately mean to them or make fun of them, or they coddle them and laugh at the jokes when they're not funny, or tell them that they're okay when they're not okay, or that what they did is fine if it's not fine. And that creates inaccurate feedback loops in their heads because they're like, oh, well, in this one situation I did this and this happened. So every time I do this, this will happen. But then that's not how the real world is. And then they become disassociated and they don't actually understand how the world works.
Like a delusional world. That's not, nothing's real. Everything's sort of a lie. And so it kind of is, like you said, bad feedback.
It'd be like every time you told your dog to sit, instead of giving him a treat, you like smacked him in the nose. He'd be like, well, that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to sit anymore.
Okay, so that's the first part. So that's a sociopath. So how's this tie into Ellen?
So she's a celebrity.
Ellen.
Wait a second.
So
Okay, this must not have been Michael.
No.
Shayne,
that wasn't
this was you.
I mean,
Shayne,
I'll take
you wrote this site.
Luke,
This was you.
Luke,
Yes,
honestly,
Luke.
you've been asking
He
for
just
5
told a
minutes, and I don't
backstory.
think
This
it's that
was you.
serious.
Luke,
I
he
don't think it's
just
that
told a whole
serious.
backstory about he and Kayleigh talking about this their whole lives. Of course it was Shayne.
I don't think it.
Admit it, Shayne.
I mean, it's
Shayne,
not
admit
that
it.
serious. So I said I'll take the credit. I'm not
Shayne!
admitting to anything, but I'll take the credit. So the reason why this is like a big, topic is because recently there was a huge viral trend on Twitter talking about Ellen being like a monster, and everyone who's worked with her, who has come in contact with her or her businesses, were just posting a whole bunch of stories that were just terrible from their experience. So, I mean, if that maybe got me to think of the idea, then sure, maybe I thought of the idea. But so some of them are really good. So I don't know if you want me to read some of them, Luke.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to look them up now. Like, I'm actually trying to look up the tweets. So,
Well, I just want to know.
this
Does
actually,
anyone
so
have
this
like a
article is from the website called Betches
Yeah.
with an E. Wait, this is not the article that you found, is it?
No, well, this isn't not
You
like
just
the
know the
original.
website?
This is not the original. No, I went to that article. I'm on it right now.
Okay. I thought it was like,
No,
like, yeah,
I've
I'm a
never been.
regular.
I've never
That's my
been to
favorite
this website. No.
for the news. Betches. Okay.
I still have not been convinced though. I
right
haven't heard
now-
the
Nick, we
reasons.
haven't started convincing you. Now
Let me
sit
hear
back
'em.
and listen.
Okay, so this tweet is from Kevin Porter. And he says, right now we all need a little kindness. Like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. What's it say? Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean. And I'll match everyone with $2 to LA Food Bank. So, at least it's for a good cause.
And just for the record, the tweet as of March 20th had 59,000 likes and almost 13,000 comments.
I'm going to see if I can actually look up the original tweet.
Yeah,
Can I
you
start reading some of
find
these?
it on Twitter.
All right, Shayne. So tell us what's going on.
So,
Holy crap.
Okay, so the first person or one person said, this is from Cassandra Tells You So, that's her Twitter name. After working for Ellen for over 5 years, a close friend left to have a baby and found a different job on a union network show, benefits, etc. Ellen begged her, all caps, her to return, then fired her after 1 week for no reason given, and friend struggled for a long time with the new baby and no benefits.
Jeez.
You fired a mom, Ellen, with a new baby because you didn't want to give her benefits? Ellen.
Well, I mean, now...
Give us more.
Yes,
Guys,
we know. Luke,
Guys,
we know
well, that's
anyone
the
can make up
thing.
anything, Luke, but you don't know, obviously. But
No, there's
plenty of
too
people...
many. There's
but
too many people
yeah,
saying the same
but
thing.
plenty of people talk about Ellen in a negative way, and many celebrities also talk about Ellen in a negative way. Many celebrities have gone on Ellen's show and called her out for, her...
Wait, like on the actual show?
On the actual show, like
I
in
wonder
interview.
about like a lot of these people in general, if they all suck, like all
probably do
these
suck.
famous
Shayne.
people.
Tell us
I
more.
mean,
We need more,
Luke,
we need more
people
information,
suck.
like Luke, before we can make a decision.
Yeah, what are some other stories?
Yeah, but just for the record, people suck in general. So yes, everyone sucks. But
Wait,
so
Kayleigh, can I just ask? Kayleigh said, is there like a compilation of things she's done wrong online?
Oh, absolutely. Would you like me to give you examples?
Yes.
Because I have them written down. Okay.
Tell
Yeah.
me the
Now,
examples.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch Ellen videos all the time. I really liked her show, but then I realized that I liked the celebrities on the show. I didn't like Ellen. So
Interesting.
that's what like caught me up. Like, okay, maybe I just don't like Ellen. Oh no, I vehemently, whatever you say, however you say that word.
Good, it's a good word.
Okay, listen. She doesn't really care about the guests, right? She wants
She
them
doesn't.
to come on the show and talk
Dang.
to her about like what she's doing and how she is and what's going on in her life. Because why? Because she forgets everything the person is telling her right across from her face. Like, I'll give you an example, a very, very prominent and pretty eye-opening example is when Katy Perry went on the show years and years ago, and Ellen gave her wedding gifts because she was married to Russell Brand. Now, Katy and Russell Brand have since divorced. Now she's having a baby with Orlando Bloom and is going to get married to Orlando Bloom. So Ellen invites her on the show just recently, and they're talking, and Katie's like, yeah, I remember you gave me wedding presents on the show. And Ellen's like, you've never been married. And Katie's like, what? Yeah.
Whoa.
And Ellen's like, you've never been married, like dead face, like you've never been married, Katy Perry. And Katy Perry's like, Ellen, I've been married to Russell Brand, remember? And Ellen goes, oh yeah, I remember that.
and for the record,
Well, okay, but
and for the record, that was
okay. I'm just saying. I know like there's probably millions of more examples, so I'm like still waiting.
there
But
is.
but for that, it's like she might have just forgot.
No, Luke. For the
No.
record, Katy Perry and Russell Brand's marriage was highly publicized.
Sure,
they were
but-
no, Luke.
But
They were
Katy
on
Perry
Ellen's show.
I
No,
remember.
Luke.
I know. I
Luke,
remember.
They
No,
were
look,
on
I
Ellen's show
hold on.
together.
I know, but she sees like I don't remember. Like we've only done 100 episodes of this podcast, and like I forget who's been on this podcast.
But
Yeah.
if you're divorced from somebody, I'm gonna
She has
remember
different
that.
hair. Katy
Luke,
Perry looks like a different person.
Celebrity world
Why
is
am
a
I
very
defending
small circle.
Ellen?
I don't know why you
am
are.
I
Just
defending Ellen?
let
it
us
go.
speak.
Let it go.
Just
All right,
let
Shayne,
us
give
speak.
us more. I need to,
So-
I need to know more.
The thing, okay, so this is actually a thing that I used to think about was a really cool thing, but then now I'm like, wait, maybe it is kind of sociopathic, right? So Ellen, has merch, as most people have merch, right? And she likes to give gifts on her show. And sometimes, it'll be like, a TV, or it'll be, like a trip somewhere, or like a gift card to Target. She does a lot of things with Target. But other times, especially with celebrities, she loves to give them some of her merch. But not like, the mugs or, the, what are those things called? The cup holders or the things that you put your cups on?
Coasters?
Coasters?
The coasters, yeah. Not one of those, right? She wants to give you Ellen underwear, Ellen boxers. And I used to think, I think that's kind of cool. Like Ellen Box was like, that's when I thought Ellen was like the coolest thing ever, right? But now I'm thinking about it because she always says, I want you to wear them all the time. And I'm thinking about, when you're, trying to get intimate with someone and you're just wearing Ellen and you're thinking about Ellen, while you're trying to get your business on. I'm like, that is very weird. Why does Ellen want me to think about her?
I think you're making it weird, Shayne. I'm not
underwear?
trying to pull a Luke here, but I think that Ellen was just trying to do something goofy.
Michael, like, you're thinking about it on a small scale. She gives these to every celebrity and tells them to wear them, post pictures with them, and wear them all the time.
It's marketing.
Well, yeah,
and
because
it's
then
goofy.
she'll get money.
Shayne, if I gave something to anybody... Dude,
no.
Shayne,
I can't believe you guys are okay with that.
If I had a shirt that made me like thousands more dollars, just if someone wore it, I'd be like, yo, dude, definitely wear this shirt. Go take pictures with it. Tell everyone else to wear this shirt.
So, okay, let me ask you this.
I'm not saying he's not sociopathic, but I'm saying that if I had a TV show, I would definitely say, hey, here's some socks. I want you to wear this every time you play mini golf and think about me.
You're missing the specific point. Socks is fine. Underwear is
I would do that.
No, Michael. That's
Shayne,
a little
weird. I would
weird.
Definitely give you underwear
when you
and
give
tell
it
you
to
the same
everyone.
thing.
I can imagine. How full of yourself do you have to be to give everyone that comes on your show underwear with your
weird.
name on it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Strange.
Okay,
it's strange, and it's
funny.
strange.
Let me interject with
hundreds
this.
of people.
Okay, listen.
No,
hold on. So, I'm still waiting for something that convinces me that she's not a good person. Now, none of these things make her seem like a good person, but all these are like, yeah, that's not awesome. But none of them are bad. Has she ever done anything really bad?
I think.
Other than she's kind of like a what?
Okay, so there's so two little things. So one is just recently she like totally made a fool of herself with what's her name? 50 Shades of Grey. Dakota.
Oh yes.
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Fanning or Dakota Johnson. Yeah.
Dakota Johnson. She's like, Dakota Johnson's like, oh yeah, I just had my birthday party, and Ellen's like, oh well, thanks for inviting me. So anyways, and Dakota's like, oh no, bitch, I did invite you, and you just didn't come. And
I saw
Ellen's
that.
Like,
she didn't say the B word, but I did see that. That happened.
And then her producer, whatever, oh yeah, no, you got an invite, you just didn't go. And it was like, oh, and then Ellen goes, oh yeah, that's right, I had that thing. It's like, excuse me.
Well.
Wow.
Like,
but
how disrespectful.
But what, Luke?
But that's not that bad.
Luke?
Like, people could invite me to something and I could forget it.
But she didn't forget it.
I don't know.
Oh,
okay. Watch
I think what. Pause.
She's using
Luke,
pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Luke, you have to. I think what you are thinking about these things on a case-by-case thing. You have to remember that this is someone who's doing these things on a regular basis over their 20-year career. So it just builds up reputation.
Like, I was expecting it to be like,
no, it's not like that.
She treats her employees really badly,
well,
and
people have said stuff like that.
Talking bad behind people's backs. No, Shayne, hold on.
Well, she does do that.
So I know, but okay, I don't know that, but we haven't covered that. We're covering like, well, she didn't go to her birthday party.
Okay,
and it's
pause.
Okay, but
Benjamin Seaman. A new staff member was told every day she picked someone different to really hate. It's not your fault. Just suck it up for the day, and she'll be mean to someone else the next day. They didn't believe it, but ended up being entirely true, and they were picked on. Then someone said that Ellen hates the smell of chewing gum, and if she thinks you smell like it or smell bad, she'll send you home that day, so you won't get to work.
So she's crazy.
The other thing I just want to mention this. You know how she does that scare box thing where she loves putting people in that little thing next to the chair, and then they pop out and scare the guests. And she just loves it so much. You can see it in her eyes. She loves that.
Love scaring people.
If me and Shayne ever go on there, or if I ever go on there for whatever reason, and I tell her, Ellen, it's a privilege that you have me on here. Okay, just letting you know. But if somebody pops out of this thing, I'm punching you in the face. And if something pops out of there, when I told her specifically not to because she loves that shit, I'm going to punch Ellen in the face.
Okay, wait, I
I'm
want to
so
say something real
glad.
quick.
Wait. Can I?
No,
wait,
no.
Let me comment
I
first.
want let Michael talk because Michael hasn't
When she
said
said
much.
my name, let me comment
All right,
really
go ahead,
fast.
Shayne.
I
Go
have to
ahead.
say, I'm so glad we're on the same page because I would punch her in the face too. Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Okay, so I see your point, Shayne, with the Dakota Fanning birthday party, and she's like, oh, I don't remember.
Johnson.
Like, that's something that whichever Dakota it is, that's something that her people should have told her about. Like, someone who's going to go interview somebody, they'll be like, all right, give me everything that I'm supposed to know about this person.
No, she
That's like,
wanted to make Dakota
I know.
look bad on
No,
television by saying she
listen.
didn't invite
I'm
her
agreeing
back.
with you, Kayleigh. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying I can see that. Like, she obviously would know that she was invited to a birthday party. That's something that her assistant or whoever, or she should write down and stuff.
Yeah.
The scaring people thing, though, I think you're being kind of oversensitive, Shayne, because
No, absolutely
No,
not.
dude,
no.
it's
Oh
a
no,
prank.
I'm just saying I
That's
don't
what
like to be
pranks are.
scared.
That's
It
I
is
don't
a
like to be
viral
scared.
That's
That's just
not
me.
sociopathic. Like,
Oh, I
giving
didn't say
someone
that was
underwear as a
one.
gift, scaring people as pranks. That's something that people do. People to be weird and be kind of funny. Like, she's a comedian, right?
But
I need more proof. I need
Michael,
more, like,
no. You
Look,
are
Shayne,
missing.
I need
I'm not saying
something
she's not a
juicy.
sociopath, but I'm saying what you're giving me is just regular like comedy show stuff. She's a
Okay,
comedian
but
on a show.
She just recently she made the comparison to her being in quarantine as like being in jail.
Oh,
Like,
goodness.
she
Yeah, that's
said
every
in my-
celebrity. Come on.
No, but she's the one that put it out
No.
there publicly.
And that's
Well,
not
that's
every
what Gal Gadot
celebrity.
did too, right?
Ugh.
Like that. Well, okay.
The issue is,
I'm
look,
so sorry.
I don't like
me
Ellen
explain-
very
let me
much. I
explain
think she's
something.
really fake, but I'm still waiting for something because that's like
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah. I mean, that's not.
let me
great.
explain something.
If these tweets are true, she's like a dick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
let's be real. If if these stories are I mean, they probably are, because most celebrities are kind of dicks. Like, you never meet your heroes is like the saying, right?
Yeah.
So
So
I think
let
it's,
me
I
explain.
saw Lady Gaga in the flesh, and she was amazing. So I.
But did you?
Oh,
Wait, you
everyone
met her?
but Lady Gaga.
Wait, let me explain this to Luke because I think this is why he's not. Well, he's not. Not that he needs to be convinced, but the issue is with Ellen is that her reputation or the image that she gives off doesn't match the actions that she does, and people are just. I guess they're over the facade of that because she's at the top, obviously, and she's making all of this money. It's like, but you're really not the best person. You do these kind of like mean things and no one really calls you out for it. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other stuff like behind the scenes stuff that we'll never know about that happened, but that's also true with everything. But I think the issue with Ellen is just that the reputation that she's had doesn't match up with what she's doing. Like she
I do think that like Fallon and Ellen and Stephen Colbert, like all these, they're all fake. I think they're all like.
I'm so glad you
Of
said
course.
Sal's name because I don't like him either. I think the
Well,
same
he's
exact
yeah,
thing about
or
him.
Kimmel.
I love
like they're all.
I
They're
love
all
my
fake.
boy
I
Jimmy.
feel like
Kimmel's,
they're all
I don't think
like,
Kimmel's fake. Kimmel will be crying. He's not fake.
Yeah, dude,
No,
his
I
cries
like
are
Jimmy
fake.
Kimmel.
Kimmel is
Kimmel-
fake though.
Kimmel kinda
Kimmel is
sucks.
the funniest of them.
No,
but
Conan
he's
is
not.
the funniest.
Yeah,
No,
Conan's
I think
great.
I think Kimmel's funnier than Conan. But
He's
I mean,
not
it's just
funny.
opinion. Kimmel? I think Kimmel's funny.
Kimmel's old
I
stuff
like
was
Kimmel.
funnier.
But Kimmel,
before
he's
he became
annoying.
a
Kimmel's
sellout.
annoying. Kimmel's annoying, but he is funny.
I think Conan's funnier, but
I think
Anyway.
Conan's funny.
Yeah, I think they're all fake. They're all sociopaths, especially Ellen. Especially after all the proof.
You
I
know what
heard
also
tonight.
Ellen
I'm just
does?
kidding.
You know what also Ellen does? You know
What?
Finding Nemo, right?
Yeah.
Really popular, successful movie, right? Why did it take so long for a second one to come out? Why do you think that?
Because she's a sociopath.
Ellen DeGeneres is a sociopath.
Yeah, and you want to know why? Because Ellen kept saying, I've been wanting this movie to be made for so long. I don't know why it's taken so long when it came out. You know what just like hit me about the movie, like maybe last week when I was randomly thinking about it, is that it's not called Finding Nemo 2. It's called Finding Dory. And who
Well-
plays Dory?
What?
Ellen DeGeneres. So the only way we got a second movie was
All
to
right.
make it about
No,
Ellen's
all right,
character.
Shayne, we're moving
I don't
on.
know,
All right,
Lou.
to be fair,
Let's
I
move
don't
on
to be fair, that
know,
movie
Lou.
sucks.
Let's move on to rank it.
Finding Dory sucks.
All right, guys, let
So-
us know on Instagram if you think Ellen is a sociopath.
good or bad? Do you like Ellen or not? And is she a sociopath?
Read the
Okay,
tweets.
so we are moving to the part of the show that we only have about 5 minutes to do, but it's called Rank It. This is something that Shayne came up with, where we take 3 topics and decide which one is the best, which one is in the middle, and then which one is the worst. Okay, and the last time we did pancakes, waffles, and French toast, and today we're gonna stick with the food theme, and we're gonna do Wendy's, McDonald's, and I might swap this one out, Burger King.
What? Ew.
There's only
The
one
only one
correct
I would even
answer.
like to
Alright,
be
we all
eating at is
agree.
Wendy's.
They're all on the
Burger
bottom.
King, we all agree Burger King's at the bottom. So all right, Taco Bell.
Yes.
Ooh, Taco Bell.
Oh.
Okay, so wait, Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell? That's really easy for me.
Taco Bell's your number one.
Well,
yeah,
Taco
dude.
Bell, it just
Don't
stands
talk for
out.
people.
I'm just saying it stands
it's
out.
true.
It's true. I mean, out of the... Okay, so...
Dude,
yeah,
I don't know if Taco Bell is better than Wendy's and McDonald's.
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 McDonald's is the best one, clearly.
McDonald's is
McDonald's
worse than, like...
I think people in Virginia
The
really
dumpster
just
behind a
like,
school
I think,
cafeteria.
hold on.
What?
I think that McDonald's
Ugh.
it's a Southern Virginia thing. People don't like McDonald's in Southern Virginia.
It's
but people like
plastic,
McDonald's.
What's wrong with you people?
Well, I mean, so
What is right with
so is
McDonald's? What are you
Taco
talking
Bell,
about?
Taco Bell is
The
just
double quarter
slop.
pounder with cheese, my friend, is
Wait.
right.
I mean, the double
Wait,
plastic
wait.
pounder
Dude,
with
if you get,
plastic
like, the-
Big
cheese.
Mac
you get, like-
sauce.
Hold on. If you get like the junior burgers and then the French fries, yes, they're so. No.
What?
Can I ask a
McDonald's?
question?
Ugh.
Did Nick
yeah.
just... Wait, can I ask a question?
So
Did
wait,
Nick's-
McDonald's is at the bottom for you, Michael?
McDonald's is not even on the list of places I would think of eating.
I
I wanna
am
hear
dead.
what Shayne has to say. Hold on.
Well, I'll let Shayne go 1 second. But so McDonald's versus Burger King.
I guess McDonald's is slightly worse than Burger King, but I wouldn't really eat a Burger King either.
What?
Worse, dude.
Burger
King is
King
at the
is
zero
trash.
no matter what
Burger
contest.
King is
That means
trash.
McDonald's is negative
Mike,
1.
Mike, you like Rise of Skywalker. Shut up. Okay, Shane, go.
Just, okay, wait. Two things. I want to ask Nick a question, but just to comment on the Burger King thing really fast. Burger King is trash because they don't know what to do and they can't make any type of money. That's why their menus change every 3 months because they're constantly coming up with ideas to try and get
You
someone
ain't
through their
wrong.
doors, and they just cannot do it.
That's true,
Burger
Shayne.
King is trash.
Dude, that's why Taco Bell is so good, because Taco Bell literally just re-releases the same thing in a different shape, and we buy it every single time, because that's how good it is.
don't know
buy
about
it
that
Mexican
one.
food is
But
the same thing in a
Michael
different
buys
order.
it.
let me ask
buy
Nick
it
my
every time.
question.
Go
So,
ahead.
Nick, are you like praising McDonald's? Is that what you were just doing before?
Dude, McDonald's is good.
Taco Bell is still better, but
So-
my ranking is Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, because Burger King is trash.
Guys, what do you get at Taco Bell, Nick?
I usually
I
get a
cannot
cheese
believe y'all are
quesadilla or a
speaking
cheesy
for
gordita
McDonald's.
and get a Baja Blast.
Yeah, but
I
dude,
go
like that
blast
that
off.
like fake cheese from Taco Bell, it's just like
You're talking about
Yeah.
I
fake
don't-
cheese
I
and you're out
don't
here
know where it
defending
came from.
McDonald's? What?
well,
No.
McDonald's.
it's
you don't have to have
delicious.
cheese. You can have a
McDonald's
hamburger
is not
without cheese.
decomposed, man.
You go to McDonald's
McDonald's
for the
is not
health,
real food.
Luke.
No,
I've
it
seen
just
the
doesn't
back of a
taste-
McDonald's.
Hold on, no one said anything about health. I just don't like the way cheese tastes.
So put
when it's like
cheese on it.
Stop. I don't like it when cheese is like is like a liquid. It's just smush. You know, it's so gross.
Liquid cheese is
So
tasty.
do you not get cheese at any of these
What?
places? Is that what you're saying?
Liquid cheese.
No, usually not. I mean, I might
Dude.
get it on like a burger, but it's
I'm
a
pretty
little
sure that
different.
McDonald's cheese is actually plastic. Like, I'm not even making a joke at this point. It does. Like, you ever seen that movie Super Size Me about this guy at McDonald's every single day? They put
Yes.
McDonald's food
Very
on a
factual
plate
movie there.
in an office. Well, either way, they put McDonald's food in a plate in an office for weeks, and the fries never decomposed.
Yeah, many people have posted pictures
Hell
of
yeah,
them, their own
leftovers.
food, and I can verify. And I've seen some McDonald's that I've had for, some time, and it did not change. So I'm just
Yeah, I
not
know.
really sure.
But this conversation is not going the way it's supposed to go. Okay, if someone
Well,
told
can I-
me, I don't want to know what's in a hot dog. Okay, and that's not why I'm eating it. I'm not like, well, look how healthy
You
I'm
should
being
not
eating
eat pork.
McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it does taste good.
Well,
I'm
last time
saying
I ate at
they're all
McDonald's,
trash.
I had diarrhea
Can I add
immediately.
Yeah, Kayleigh, go. You
Go
haven't
for
gone in a
it.
while.
Yes. Although I agree, I think I do like McDonald's. I also love their breakfast. I can't help it. But
Yes.
I also think a lot of it has to do with which, like you say, oh, you want to go to this McDonald's? No, we cannot go to that McDonald's. We have to go to
Yeah.
this McDonald's.
Mhm. That's true.
I think that also constitutes like how good the meal is going to be, because I know the McDonald's by my new house that I'm in now is the best McDonald's I've ever been to in my life. But the Taco Bell right next to it is the worst Taco Bell I've ever been, and the best Taco Bell is down the ways of it.
Here's the
Okay,
thing.
yeah, that's the thing. That's true.
Because
Location does matter.
If you go to one of those McDonald's from like the 90s, it's like, oh no, don't go in there. But when you see one of those like
Nostalgia.
future ones,
Don't
that
go
doesn't
there
even,
either.
you just order from the computer and everything.
Oh heck yeah, dude!
Those are
Okay.
awesome.
Insane.
Especially,
No.
Burger. Fuck.
That's like
yeah.
All right, but Wendy's. I thought Wendy's should be most people's number one.
Wendy's is
I
on my
haven't given
list.
my I
Dude,
haven't given my
Wendy's is
order.
the best, I think.
I have a caveat with Wendy's.
Why?
Wendy's.
It goes
A
back to what
warning?
Kayleigh said. No, well, it's just like no caveat. It's just like with Wendy's. If you find a really bad Wendy's, it's the worst thing you've ever tasted. I will say. I don't know how Wendy's gets it so wrong sometimes, but it's if we had a list of the worst of each of these restaurants, Wendy's would be at the bottom because I've had some things
Wait.
from Wendy's that shouldn't have existed. So
You know what I don't like at Wendy's? I don't like the nuggets. The nuggets are disgusting.
I think you can say that about any
I
restaurant.
Most
cannot
chicken nuggets
do
are not
it.
good.
Every
except
time I
Chick-fil-A's.
get- Every time, yeah, McDonald's nuggets are decent. Every time I get like the 4 for $4, like the biggie bag, and I get the nuggets, I just want to puke because they're not good. I'm like,
You
can you
know
guys
why?
please fix the nuggets?
Shayne,
What?
Shayne, you know why? It's called a biggie
Why?
bag. That's why. That's why it tastes the way it does.
It's funny because you're like, every single time I get this, it's the worst thing I've ever gotten. And it's like, well, why'd you get it over and over
Yeah.
again?
Well, true.
Usually I just get it once and then I'm like,
Well,
I don't know.
because it's just because like it's cheap and it comes with a lot of stuff, but you have to get the
you
nuggets.
keep thinking
I just,
like maybe I just had a bad day and it'll be
yeah,
better
maybe
now.
maybe I'll learn to like them. It doesn't happen. I will say Wendy's Frosties gives them like an extra 5 points in any
Whoop.
ranking. Frosties
we don't
are
have to
too
talk
good.
about. We're banned on
Oh,
this
yeah.
episode from talking about the flavor of Frosty that you prefer. We're not allowed to do that.
I'll go
because
off, dude.
Blizzards cannot complete. Not Blizzards. What are those things called at McDonald's?
Yeah, oh no, it's not Blizzard.
McFlurries.
McFlurry, yeah.
McFlurries taste amazing.
I love how you guys
When
are
they're
saying you love
when
McDonald's.
they're
You don't-
available-
You didn't remember what their drink was called. What dude?
I know. I haven't been to
Well,
McDonald's
yeah, because
in the
the
longest time.
Frosty at McDonald's or at Wendy's is better than
The Frosty
McDonald's.
always works. You can always get a Frosty.
Frosty is
You get
king.
McFlurries
Oh,
2
sure.
times a year.
Yeah, I don't like
Can-
the McFlurry very much.
Can we
right.
can we all agree that Frosty is king? Can we at least all agree on that?
And
Yes.
also,
I don't
Now
know.
which
Frosty
flavor?
is king.
Just kidding.
No.
Okay, can
And
I
also
get my
too-
list?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
okay.
We need to wrap up with
Get
list.
your list, Mike.
But the thing about McDonald's, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Taco Bell, in my experience, McDonald's is just too. I don't want to use this word, but it's too ghetto sometimes because I went to a McDonald's one time when I was in New York, and I know it's New York, and I'm not trying to put stereotypes, but I went after work, a long day of work. I just went to get a McChicken because I love a good McChicken, right? So I go into the McDonald's, order my McChicken, and I stand back and wait for it to be brought to me. And the guy behind the counter is talking about how he wants to shoot up the McDonald's because they're not paying him enough money. And I'm like, sir, I am so sorry, and I completely understand. Not really, because my job pays me a lot of money, but I just want my McChicken,
So
and then
cold.
you can do whatever you want. Please just give me my McChicken. So
You're
I
like-
don't know, McDonald's employees, and they don't wear gloves sometimes, and it's just questionable.
Dude, Shane,
Wendy's
that's
are
the good thing
always
about
in line.
Taco Bell, man. No matter how sketchy a Taco Bell is, it still feels like home, and you know that you're safe. Nothing's ever,
Yeah,
nothing bad's ever
I've
happened
never
at Taco
felt-
Bell.
I have never felt like not uneasy, but like not like disgusted at a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Some McDonald's have been like, this is icky. Can you mop
I'll show
your
you some
floor,
Taco
please?
Bells.
Show us the Taco Bells, Nick. I want to know.
All right, now you can give your ranking. What's your ranking, Michael?
Well, before you say that, Mike, before you say that, I just want to make a
Before you
comment,
say
Shane.
Taco Bell is number one, Nick, go ahead.
Just wanted to say the best thing to type in is World Star McDonald's sometimes. So I agree with Shane on that.
It's sketchy.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, so here's my list. Number 3 is Wendy's. Number 2 is Taco Bell. Number 1 is Chick-fil-A. It is the Lord's chicken, and it is the
wait,
best.
He went left. He went
Dude,
left field.
Nothing else.
Chick-fil-A
even
was
compares to
not an
Chick-fil-A.
option.
Chick-fil-A is the
Michael.
only
You can't just,
option.
you can't just
Shane.
walk in here with your Chick-fil-A.
That's why Chick-fil-A
Throw it
wasn't
around
out
like
there
it's
because
what we want to talk about.
no,
Kayleigh, you
Chick-fil-A
go.
wasn't. Wait,
let,
pause.
Let Kayleigh go. Sure, you
Chick-fil-A
Mike.
wasn't on the list, Michael. Chick-fil-A wasn't on the
is
list
the
because
list,
obviously
Shayne.
it's
Yeah,
going to win.
McDonald's.
But no,
No,
it wasn't on the list because
McDonald's
obviously it would
and
win.
Burger King aren't even real like places of food. I refuse to accept them into my list. And,
All right, who's
I
next?
can't believe you're
my
putting
list is
Bro,
number 2.
McDonald's in the same place as Burger King.
I
As Burger King.
Me
Burger
either.
King
This
is
is-
nothing. There's nothing to get at Burger King. And the
Michael.
thing that is the king, the burger. No one likes the burgers at Burger King.
Dude, your
Michael.
food choices are worse than your movie choices, Michael.
I
Sorry.
have a great. Dude, I actually have a great story about Burger King. So you know how Burger
No, you
King's
don't.
motto is "Have it your way," right? Which it never
Yes.
actually is. My friend and I went there in high school to get some. They were called BK Stackers. They actually were the only good thing at Burger King for a while because it was like a double burger with like that cheese sauce that Luke hates and bacon, and it was like $2 and it was amazing. My friend asked to try to get it without bacon, and they said no. He's like, I guess it's not bacon. They're like, no. What if I like?
Bacon. It's so funny because bacon is so easy to not put on the
Yeah,
burger.
it's the easiest thing. Like,
You
it's
know
like
what?
even
I
if you
feel like-
accidentally put it on the burger, you can take it off. It's not like the cheese sauce that like melts on the burger.
But I
You
feel
know
like
what I-
Burger King's right about that. Like, they made the right call there.
I mean, they could just I don't know. This
Do you
What
know
if,
what
what if they, what
changed?
if they did that just for his own good? He's like, can I not have the bacon? And they look at each other like, no, are you insane? No,
So
you
we
can't
talked
not
about it.
have
We
the
don't think it's a
bacon.
good idea.
Do you know what changed my my total opinion about Burger King when I just completely checked it off my list? Because I did used to go there when I was in New York a few times. But what changed my mind was when they started doing the fry burgers, where they would just put like the fries in the burgers, and they were selling it as an item. I said, you're selling an item that people just do on the regular. Now you're gonna charge them money to do that. I said, you have no integrity and no taste. And then you partnered up with Cheetos, and no one still cared. So,
I thought you were going to say there was one thing that changed my opinion on Burger King and made me never want to go. And that is I went to Burger King. And I was over it.
I used to
All right.
feel so. Oh, go
Kayleigh,
ahead.
what's your list?
So the choices were what? Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's.
Yes.
Burger King,
Or
McDonald's,
you can
Taco Bell.
you can swap out Burger King
No.
for Taco Bell because
Oh yes,
Alright,
Taco
so
Bell. Yes,
I'll
yes, yes.
I will give the correct ranking for Shayne, but then I'll also give.
Oh no, no, no,
mine.
no, no, no. We changed. No, Burger King is trash. We can do Taco Bell. Burger
Oh.
King is trash.
Okay, well well now it's hard now. I would say because I'll think about the places like I go the most. So I would say Wendy's is at the bottom because I go there the least, but I do like their food. I'm sorry.
why
Damn.
don't people like Wendy's?
Because they're
Wendy's
wrong.
is good out of
and
those.
I will say, and then
What?
I'll say McDonald's because I eat their breakfast like 5 times a week because it's great. And then I'll say, and also like at the end of a hard day, all I want is a Big Mac, so I'll give that. And then I
I'm
think
weak.
my number one, if it's not Chick-fil-A because that's automatically a number one, I think my other number one would be Taco Bell because you can get so much for so little and be
Oh, yeah.
full on $5, and the food is good.
That's
the food
true.
Is always good.
The $2
Yeah.
meal deal at Taco Bell literally kept me alive in college.
I'm
Literally
weak,
every day,
but I feel
every
you.
meal.
And it's so like you can pick such healthy stuff. Like it's not all junk food. It's like
Yeah.
so good. And their drinks, like they're like
Preach it, Kayleigh.
What is that
Amen.
one?
super good.
What is that really good one? The one that's really popular.
Baja Blast.
Yeah. That's one's really
That's
good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
I
Baja
used to
Blast.
Baja Blast, or they used to have the pine. Well, they still have it. The pineapple freezy with like the cherry syrup in there. Oh, so good. Sorry. So good.
Nah, I'm like salivating. This is great.
All right. Whose
Ew.
list?
You gotta get
Nick's
Taco Bell
list?
sometime.
My
All of
list?
it.
Luke's list?
Well, I think my list would be Burger King at the bottom, Taco Bell at the bottom,
What?
McDonald's, Wendy's. Yeah, I don't like Taco Bell a whole lot. Taco Bell is mushy.
Jeez.
I give you
It's
that.
all it's all
especially-
just like mush, you
Is
know.
it the beans? Like what is the?
No,
mush?
it's just
Is it
everything.
the
It's like
trash?
it's like the lettuce is wet and soggy, and then the
yeah.
burger is runny. Like the beef is runny. The beans are just smush, and then it goes into a soggy tortilla, and it's like, here's your Taco Bell. It's $1. And you're like, yeah, it looks like it.
And
not
you're
usually
telling me
soggy.
a soggy bun from Wendy's or Burger King is better.
No,
Wendy's
it's
don't got soggy
They're not
buns.
soggy. I'm not
Wendy's don't
wrestling.
got soggy buns.
Yo, get him, Kayleigh.
Dude, like the Baconator? Like the Baconator is a Wendy's staple. Oh. Yeah, you guys all forgot about that.
I might
No, I
have to change my
didn't.
ranking if we're including Wendy's. Wendy's is going to be first because the Baconator is king, man. Sorry.
The Burger King is at Wendy's.
Okay,
The
what
Burger
are
Queen.
the choices now? I'm
Just
confused because I
Yeah,
messed
who
it up.
hasn't gone yet? Who hasn't gone yet? It's
I
McDonald's.
haven't gone, and Nick.
Shayne.
I think it's just
All right,
Nick.
I've
So-
already gone.
Shayne, you go.
Nick, you went? What did you say?
Hello, Burger King, Taco Bell, McDonald's.
Which one's number one?
Wait. You
McDonald's.
left out Wendy's
No,
entirely.
where's Wendy's?
Well,
Yeah,
now
let's-
we're
we-
including
I'm
Wendy's.
confused
I guess
We
Wendy's
were
is on
always
top.
including
Yeah,
Wendy's.
it was always
No, we-
Wendy's and McDonald's, and then it was Taco Bell and Burger King. That it's like, well,
Well, I got
swap one of those-
confused.
Well, then unconfuse it. And what
Pretty
what would it be?
sure. Well, Wendy's is at the top then. So take the same list and put Wendy's at the top.
Yeah, Wendy's is definitely better than McDonald's
So
and
wait,
Burger
no.
King.
Say it again from the bottom.
Start at the bottom.
Burger King, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's.
Okay.
Now I'm
Alright.
controversial because I'm right.
Nice,
So-
Nick. High five.
My list.
Same answers.
My list is, of course, Burger King is trash, and then it is
That's the list.
number number 3 has to go to Taco Bell, and only because I don't think Taco Bell is bad. If I want something, and I hope this doesn't spark like any type of debate, but if I want something that's of the Mexican flavor, I'm going to Chipotle and I'm not going to Taco Bell, so I have no real
that's
use
true.
to go to Taco Bell.
True.
But Taco Bell is where you go when you need it most, you know?
Yeah,
You
no,
can't- when you're down
I
in
do
luck,
go.
you can't afford Chipotle in that moment.
If
Oh,
you
for
just
sure,
think about,
for
if you
sure.
think about
Yeah.
any type of Mexican food, Taco Bell is at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Taco Bell is like very
I'm trying to think if there's
American
any Mexican
in a
food
good way.
other than I bought this from the grocery store and I freeze it and microwave it Mexican food. I'm trying to think of any Mexican food that's worse than Taco Bell.
Well, I think that's the point. It's not supposed to be good.
Yeah, it's very American.
That's what fast
Taco Bell
food is there for.
supposed to be bad.
But I will
Right?
say about Taco Bell, their
But they do it
breakfast,
so
their
well.
little egg
Ooh,
skillet
yes.
bowls are
Yes.
really good.
Never had
Really
the
good.
breakfast.
Dude, no one's mentioned the McGriddles yet.
Luke, I'm getting
the
there.
McGriddles
I'm
is
getting
the only
there.
thing I eat at
Wait,
McDonald's.
stop.
Like,
I
those are
am
really
getting
good.
there. I am getting there. I'm getting there.
I love
My number 2. My number 2 is McDonald's. And McDonald's is only number 2 because of the McChicken and McDonald's breakfast, specifically the McGriddles.
The
When I
McGriddle.
tell you a McGriddle is the best fast food breakfast that I have ever devoured in my life,
100%.
I would be lying to you. McGriddles are great.
right.
Fantastic. Gotcha.
So
Number 1 is Wendy's because Wendy's is the food is of quality. It tastes and it looks good.
Feels
the sea
right.
salt fries, yum. The buns are not soggy. They're all usually
like the pretzel
nice
bun.
and
I forgot about
fluffy
they have a
and a
pretzel
nice
bun.
brown, a dark brown, not a light brown. Very good. The patty, delicious. You just taste all the juices.
Yeah,
Quality.
Wendy's is good.
Frosties, quality. And I just want to say, this is the second week now that me and Luke have had the same list, and I don't know what's happening. We are
Whoop, whoop.
we're
You're
having
becoming
too
the
many
same
things
person.
in common.
I know,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Started to wear off.
All the differences that Nick, that Luke and Shayne have are really just anything besides their food choices.
Yeah, it's like
Pretty much.
anything. The things we agree on are the things that matter the least at anything. Because it's like we agree on like the order of pancakes, waffles, and French toast. And it's like, how is that useful?
Because if we go out to breakfast, at least we'll know
That's
where
why
to
we'll
go.
always go to the same place. We'll
French
always
house place.
get French toast. We'll always go to Wendy's. All right, let's wrap up this episode, you guys. We are at time. So, plugs. Let's start with you, Shayne.
Hello, I know I was just talking, but I'm back. So you can check out the podcast that Kayleigh and I host called the Pop Talk Podcast. Just search Pop Talk Podcast, and we talk about music and pop culture and events of that nature. And then you can follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter too, which are Mr. McCatty, MrMCCATTY. stay tuned for that. And I know a lot of people, I'm actually very excited to say this. A lot of people, first time I'm saying this too, by the way, a lot of people have been asking me, like, Shayne, when are you going to like put out some like music? So you talk about it all the time. I'm like, yeah, I know, like it's coming. Like, just wait. I have a song coming soon. So stay on the lookout for that. I really like it. It's one of my favorite songs that I've written, and it started off as like a little challenge because I know a lot of people were writing like songs about being in quarantine or in isolation, and I was like, I want to kind of write a song like that, but kind of put my own like spin on it, and I took it from there. I don't want to spoil too much, but stay on the lookout because I think it's gonna be a good one. So those are my plugs.
Awesome. Nick.
You can follow me at I Love Drummond, no G. That's I Love Drummond, no G. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And yeah, I'm always posting drum vids up there. It's quarantine, so I'll probably start posting more. But
are you gonna post that video that I liked on Facebook?
Which one? Oh, the
cover that you two did.
Oh, me and Jeannie?
I'm trying to let you say it so I don't say it. But
yeah, we actually got. She posted it on her page, so because that was her idea. So I let her.
It was really good.
Like,
you guys should do
me.
more videos like that.
Yeah, we set up like an electronic drum set, and she had her keyboard, and she sang, and
what did you guys do? It's on Facebook.
We did a cover of a Neon Tree song. So.
Oh, what song?
Animal.
I love that song. I have to look. I have to go watch it.
Well, go watch
it's really good.
Find my tag online. Thanks.
Woo. Yeah. All right. Kayleigh.
Oh, geez. I'm not.
So, like, any plugs? I was going to say, anything, like if you have
Kayleigh,
Instagram.
plug the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Plug the podcast.
Oh, yeah. So, I do this podcast with my friend Shayne. It's Pop Talk Podcast. We are on Spotify. We're verified on Spotify, which is super exciting.
Whoa!
And what else? We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We're on a lot of other. So check it out. My personal Instagram and my Twitter is the letter K, FERR 008, KFair 0008, 008. Yeah. Because that was what I was at ODU. That was my code. So.
Nice.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's me. Thanks for having me on. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for coming.
So for sure.
Plugs for me. You can follow my Instagram at Luke Roxwold. That's LukeRockswold. What?
You forgot Michael, unless he's going last.
Whoops.
It's okay, I can go last. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right, name's Mike. You can follow me on Instagram, MYKOLDIMAS. We just came out with a song with my friend Josh from Keycentric. It's called Shaking It Off. Check it out. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, maybe. I don't even know SoundCloud. Everywhere.
It's really good. It's really good.
There's a cool video
Definitely
on YouTube.
listen
If
to
you want
it.
to check it out, you can see everybody involved in it. It's dope. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. Follow Keycentric on Instagram. It's just Keycentric. If you go to my Instagram, I think my most recent post was about that. So you'll see it on there. And yeah, that's it.
Also, Michael is doing guitar lessons.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Luke. I'm also doing guitar lessons. Actually, just doing one for Luke the other day. He's doing awesome. He's about to be a rock star in no time.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you're interested, go to my Instagram, shoot me a message. I'm offering a quarantine special. If you pay for 4 lessons up front, you get 5, or the 5th one for free. Not 5 for free. That's insane.
Hey, if you pay for them, then you get 5 for free.
Yeah. If you pay for 5, you get 5. Unless you pay for 4, you get 1. Yeah.
All right. I'll try mine again. I felt like I was saying my name really well and spelling it really fast, and it wasn't even my turn. So, well, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Luke Roxwold, which is LukeRock. See?
Sorry.
See?
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
You can follow Luke at LukeRokswld. Man, that is hard. I was just spelling your name.
ROCKSWOLD. Roxwold. You can also follow our podcast Instagram, which is, here we go again. WAITSB podcast. Okay, you can follow us. That we're posting on there a lot more now. We actually got a lot more engagement. I've been posting a bunch of polls, and a lot of people are voting. Like one of the polls, we had like 21 people vote on it, different opinions.
Yes.
It was really fun. I posted a picture of something, and we asked, Luke, join the dark side, and we got like 8 votes. Like, it's okay.
Wow,
it's
we're famous
not
now.
amazing, but we're trying to get more and more people out there. Like, that's just a stupid Instagram. People were voting on it. So
He did join the dark side, by the way.
yeah,
So.
and we're trying to get to 100. We don't have 100 followers yet. I know that's a kind of a small number for Instagram, but we're just starting to pick it back up.
Triple digits.
So yeah, follow us. We would love it. So
96.
Yeah.
4 more.
all right. Thanks for listening, listeners, and everyone. Thank you for being on the episode. And
Thanks, Kayleigh.
Outro.
Outro.